How you doing? So I'm doing a pre-buff Karnak gameplay with analysis. So I just did one with Nebula. I'll post down the link in the description below. I did one with Nebula Unawakened because I don't think her Awakened ability is very useful, pre-buff and post-buff. And when it comes to Karnak, all my Karnaks are Awakened. So I'm gonna do pre-buff Karnak gameplay with analysis. This is actually the third time I'm doing this because um, somehow I can't figure out to be able to talk over the music. So in this case, I'm going to be doing a pre-buff gameplay with Karnak without music because when I put on the music, it seems to be able to talk. You can hear it louder than I can talk, so you can't hear me talk at all. It's very distorted. So if you've been following my channel, I usually do a pre-buff gameplay with Karnak using autofight, pre-buff, and post-buff to get you an idea if the champion is beginner friendly or is going to be great for auto farming. As you can see, pre-buff Karnak is not good, even as a 4-star for auto fight. So I wouldn't recommend using Karnak for auto fight, regardless of which champion you have. So now I do one without synergies using auto fight, then I do one with me with average MCOC gameplay. So who knows, if I play perfectly, I could solo this without synergy because of all the block damage I'm going to take and as well as the recoil damage. I think it's very possible to solo this as long as it's going to take a long time because I'm going to keep baiting SP once for me to be able to solo this because I will be taking recoil damage all the time when I throw in my SP1 or SP2. So it is actually possible to solo this because Karnak is 65% poison resistant, so he's getting some of his health back from uh, from willpower. I do think uh, if you're not playing perfectly or dodging SP, just keep on, you know, dodging SP once. It's gonna be very tough, being only 65% poison resistant. If he was 100% poison resistant, this would be so much easier to solo, even pre-buff. So if I wanted to solo this, it's gonna take me at least 300 hits. So, and like I'm gonna be just spamming SP2s in this case, just because that's gonna be pretty much gonna be the gameplay when it comes to post buff. So I'm going to be try to be consistent. When it comes to post buff, you do want to throw in like some heavy heavy attack here and there, but mostly you want to be spamming SP2s when it comes to post buff because assuming his fury can stack post buff, he's gonna hit pretty hard, especially if you can stack like you know at least two of them because each fury buff that he gets post buff, it's going to be 50% attack bonus. So if you just have two of them, it's going to increase his attack by 100%, base attack. So I think he's definitely going to be hitting much harder post buff uh, when it comes to long fights. I do like I don't know if I mentioned this already. I think if he was 100% poison resistance, he would easily be in the top 5 skill class when it comes to his buff. Fortunately, he's not. He's only what he is. Pre-buff, 65% poison resistance, but I think it's better than nothing. You know, better than not being poison resistant at all. What is this? I didn't do, what do you call this? A review when it comes to his buff because I don't think it's game changing like Nebula's. But I think overall Karnak is going to be better post buff than he is pre buff. You know, a lot of people have been wanting to, for Karnak to get buff. So people got their wish. Uh, I mean, it's not gonna be like game changing or anything, but he's gonna be better than he is pre-buff. So I think overall, you kind of like take what they give to you. You just gotta be happy with it. It's like it would have been really nice if it was like super OP when it comes to his buff, but it's not gonna be the case. I kind of wish the only thing I wish it was like 100% poison resistance. I think it would have been so much better. I think. Shoot. Um. Okay. Playing pretty bad. So if I spam the SP2 right there, I would have gotten knocked out. So I decided to go with the SP3. See how long I can last before he gets me. See if I can survive this. I should be able to survive it. So right now, I gotta pretty much spam SP3 unless I can, get enough health back that I can throw in SP2s. But not too. Oh shoot. I was gonna say not to prolong this. Let's just spam the SP. Throw the SP2, get it over it. But you know what? Why not just keep the game going? I might be able to solo this. Like I mentioned, this is the third time I've done this because the 2 times I tried to do it with music, I wasn't able to hear myself talk. So because of the music being so loud, even I turned it down to like the lowest volume, I was still couldn't hear myself. So I'm gonna do one with synergies now. So let's see. End quest. I think his synergy team is actually pretty good. The only probably bad synergy that he has is Black Bolt. But if Black Bolt gets a buff, that this team actually is not bad. I mean, you got Nick Fury, which is actually a pretty good champion. You have Quake for the people who are skill players. Quake is pretty good. So she's pretty good. Medusa is pretty good. And Karnak's buff, I think, is gonna be pretty decent champion. And then Black Ball gets a buff. Yeah, this team could be pretty good. I mean, they work pretty well together as far as synergy team. So now I'm doing it with synergy using autofight. See how long he can last, and if he's beginner friendly. He's definitely not autofight friendly. So if you're using him for autofight, especially in Realm of Legends to auto farm, it's not someone I definitely would use. So, about to be over. Now I'm gonna do one with synergies and then using average MCC gameplay. Like I mentioned, this is the third time I've done this. I actually soloed it twice with synergies. That's a 4-star pre-buff. And I gotta admit, I only had like 16% health, but I still soloed it. I wish I kind of like been able to, you can hear me talk when it comes to my second time doing this, because it was really awesome, man, because I didn't think I was going to be able to solo it, because what is this? I think Winter Soldier had at least 20% health, and I had like 10% health left. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to solo it. And after that, I played perfectly, and I was like, for the last whatever, how long it was a great comeback. I was like, damn, whoa, look at that. You know, see the same thing here. If I can solo this, it'd be great. I think for a lot of skill players, when it comes to post-buff Karnak, they're gonna have fun with him, because he's great for skill players, like especially long fights. Because assuming you can stack the Furies, you can hit pretty hard. Assuming you can last, you can be able to last in long fights like Labyrinth of Legends or even Abyss. It's gonna be pretty good. Also, if you can counter with heavy attack, he's gonna be pretty good, because if you can counter with a heavy attack, he gains like what is this? 525 critical damage as a 565 rank 5 star, and he also can reduces 50% block efficiency for 20 seconds. So that's going to be helpful. When it comes to his waking ability, I think it's going to be like, it's not necessarily completely, but it's going to help him a lot, because you can actually hit the opponent in the block and you're going to be able to gain power. So it's going to be similar to Masacre. And the fact that you can reduce his what do you call that, block efficiency by 50%, you can just pretty much hit him into the block like all the time, and you can still do some serious damage. If you have him awake, especially at max sig. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but he's going to be a great counter for Labyrinth of Legends Red Hulk, because he's, what do you call this? When it comes to his Awaken ability post buff, he can reduce physical resistance up to 100%. And when it comes to Labyrinth of Legends Red Hulk, I know he has a lot of physical resistance, so his Karnak's gonna be great for that. Also has class advantage against Red Hulk, Labyrinth of Legends, and the fact that Karnak can benefit for long fights, it's gonna be great. Have I got hit yet? No, I think I have. I say, dang, I was gonna say I'm playing pretty well. It's actually I'm not used to talking while I'm doing a review, so but since this is my third time doing this, it gets easier and easier every time I do it. Obviously, because it's the third time I've done it too, obviously, but it feels so much easier now compared to like first time, especially the first time, to talk at the same time do a gameplay. Like I mentioned, I wish I could have been able to keep the second time I recorded it, because it was really nice, man. I was like, I only had 10% health left, and Winter Soldier had 20% health left. I had to play perfectly the last, who knows how long, how many hits, how long was that, but for me to make a comeback, and it was nice, dude. I was like, let's go. I was so excited, man. Like, let's do a comeback. So here I should be able to solo it pretty easily, you know. Both times, I think I had about 16 to 17% health left when I soloed it. With the 4-star Karnak, it looks like I'm going to be able to solo that with way more health. See, the good thing about Karnak, especially if you're a skill player, is like he's 65% poison resistant, right? So if you're using Liquid Courage and Double Edge, that's going to pretty much take care of like recall damage, if assuming you only have 1 point recall damage, and all the block damage you're taking, it negates those. So I lost about, what was that? I don't know how much health I lost, but exactly. But let's say I lost 60% health right now. I would be at full health right now if I was playing perfectly. With even with a 4-star Karnak pre-buff. So I really think if he was 100% poison resistant, he'll be beginner friendly. And he could be close to 100% health right now if he was 100% poison resistant. Booyah! Best MCOC player confirmed. Solo Realm of Legends Winter Soldier with pre-buff Karnak. So what do you think about pre-buff Karnak? Do you think he's a pretty bad champion? I think so right now, but I do think post-buff he's going to be a lot better. So these are my review when it comes to pre-buff Karnak gameplay. Thank you.